Hello, everybody. It's me, Angry Wolf Glick, once again, talking about my pregame for Game 2 of Draft, or Week 2. Yeah, I'm likely having my game either today or tomorrow, so I wanted to get this out of the way now, before I forget about it later. I've already forgotten about most of the idea, but it's probably going to be fine. As you can see, the team I'm bringing in is Altaria, Lycanroc Dusk, Clawitzer, Beedrill, Mega Delphox, and King Gambit. I will go through these Pokemon one by one and my thought process behind bringing them. Altaria is pretty simple. Cloud9 stops Vileplume from getting online and allows me to OHKO unless they go into max bulk, which I think they will. So Lycanroc is here just to be able to clean up, be able to deal with them if Altaria is dead otherwise for some reason. Basically, I'm pretty sure this Pokemon's covered in any way that I could have to deal with it, but as you can see, it's a 25% chance to OHKO against a 0 defense, 32 HP Vileplume. But I am Jolly Nature. If I made myself adamant, maybe I would kill. But I need the 145 speed to outspeed another Pokemon by exactly one, so I think this is fine. Um, the Mega I'm assuming my teammate will that my opponent will bring is Mega Garchomp. They likely will bring Charizard as well and just have Garchomp not Mega because Mega Garchomp is not even arguably worse than normal Garchomp. But into this matchup, I really don't have any problems. I brought a Hoblon Berry so that way Dragon Claw doesn't OHKO me. Instead of Dragon Claw, I made a last minute change to Breaking Swipe because if I look at Breaking Swipe over here in Champions, which I will not be showing currently because I'm still setting up my capture card, Breaking Swipe minuses the opponent's attack points by attack stat by 1. Which means, and I'm pretty sure it hits multiple targets. I might be wrong. Let me go check summary. Breaking Swipe hits all opponents, so hypothetically he has Garchomp next to maybe Sharpedo, which is a big threat, by the way, and I'm about to talk about that. If that does happen, I will just hit Breaking Swipe. It will do enough damage, and then my star of the show will come in and kill Sharpedo before he becomes an absolute threat. Speaking of Sharpedo, he is the threat that my opponent will bring. I don't care about his megas. I don't care about his team, really. It's just basic Charizard that won a regional one time. But no, this Pokemon can do some crazy things. Liquidation, Ice Fang, Crunch, and Protect are the most likely things I believe he will bring. Sorry, Crunch. And these moves pretty much cover most of my team. Ice Fang, and I'm assuming 32, to here. Oh wait, yeah, with a Adamant Nature and Choice Scarf. This is worst case scenario if it's this because this outspeeds my entire team without him even needing speed boost. Ice Fang kills here. Liquidation doesn't kill on Lycanroc, and Lycanroc can clap back, so that is a cover that I didn't know I had back then, but I'm pretty sure I do now. Clawitzer can also get the KO. Um, this is less and less of a threat. Why did I think this Pokemon was so much of a threat last time? I guess I just didn't know. But my main idea here is Beedrill. Beedrill is here to deal with both Sharpedo and Hatterene. Sharpedo dies to a U-turn, so I can save Beedrill for later. And Hatterene, unless he goes a very specific set, will die to Cross Poison Critting. We will be going Fairy Feather Trick Room set. He's probably not bringing this exactly. Probably Protect instead of Mystical Fire, if I had to guess anything different. But this is the exact problem. See, if I make crits, right? Cross Poison kills right now. However, if we instead find a Relaxed Nature, oh, shoot. This kills still. Huh. What was the set that I found kills? Or doesn't kill? I'm not remembering any calc I did from that day correctly. Okay, Hatterene's not as much of a problem as I thought. But yeah, we will be bringing Beedrill to deal with this because Trick Room is my biggest op. Yes? Yeah, completely and utterly, we are mainly looking for this Hatterene never to be brought, but if Hatterene does come, if Gallade comes, if Sharpedo comes, we have Beedrill here to be able to click Cross Poison, click Fell Stinger if necessary, which into Sharpedo, we very much want to click Fell Stinger if we don't need to click U-turn. The reason you want Fell Stinger is because when Fell Stinger kills, we are now +3 to attack. And with Cross Poison, that basically means his entire team dies, and he becomes the biggest sweeper of our time. And look at that, 469% damage. Probably against any Pokemon as long as he's +3. Look, dead, 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 dead. Oh, not dead, but we'll talk about Ariados here in a second. 1,000% dead, 1,043% damage, and this is also dead. I think. No? Okay, it's fine. I don't know what this is statted to live. Past me believe this was probably the best set. In my opinion, we could move this 9 to defense, and it would do us better, and it makes everything on Garchomp a roll, so I think this is what I'm probably going to end up doing. But let's go ahead and talk about Charizard next. Charizard is the Mega that everyone assumes Zoom is going to likely bring into every matchup, and while I do agree with that, there are times where you don't. And one of those times is when your entire weather can be taken away and you can die to a +3 cross poison. Sorry. You're a roll to kill against this. I don't see a reason for him to bring Air Slash. If he does, that's really good on him and might screw up my plan a bit, but oh, that's why I had the 9 in special defense, maybe. Hold on. I think I found why. No, Air Slash doesn't become a roll. I don't know why I have this 9 there. I'm going to put it back in defense. I feel like this makes more sense in my head. But yeah, Charizard's not a threat because Exhibit A, Accelerock kills. Exhibit B, Hydro Pump kills. Exhibit C, Altaria's a pretty good wall against this, especially when he doesn't have access to weather. Delphox is fine to this Pokemon. Kingambit really. Kingambit lives a hit. Kingambit's here to be here. I don't see a reason never to bring Kingambit, but I also see reasons to, like Gallade, for example. The Gallade I'm expecting is this. Wide Guard, Trick Room, Psycho Cut, Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword would suck. Sucker Punch doesn't do enough damage for me, but we do have an answer, and that answer is Play Rough, that answer is Brave Bird, and that answer is Cross Poison Critting. Which with Sniper Scope Lens Scope Lens Cross Poison it likely will. And we're also slightly faster than this Pokemon. But essentially, if I do see Gallade, I'm going to assume Gallade's going to click Trick Room, and I'm going to double it into it. My main issue whenever I play this game is that I'm just never ready for Trick Room. I'm always against Trick Room coming out, so I always need to be ready for that. Delphox is here to deal with Mr. Redirection Man. As you can see, Psychic kills. That's... Oh. Psychic kills in the most common set, even if you go -1 here, +1 here, it doesn't matter. So I feel like this is the likely set that he's going to run with Knockoff, Rage Powder, String Shot, Protect. So Psychic will KO. Also into this Pokemon, Brave Bird is a roll. And Brave Bird's not a roll. Brave Bird is really good damage. Ice Beam does a good amount. Don't bring Beedrill into here. And Lycanroc is just really good into pretty much everyone on his team. Vileplume. Oh, shoot. Vileplume is the number 2 threat next to Sharpedo because of Sleep Powder Chlorophyll. However, if there's no sun, we should be able to OHKO with Brave Bird. We've statted for this unless they are 32 HP. If they're 32 HP, it becomes a roll, but Lycanroc's here, so whatever. The most likely set, in my opinion, is 32 HP, 32 special attack, and 2 speed with a likely modest nature because they want to also be able to click Sludge Bomb. They also want to be able to click whatever other moves this Pokemon gets. I don't know what this Pokemon gets. Does Vileplume get Rage Powder is my next question. Pretty sure it doesn't. No. Okay. No need to worry about Rage Powder from this Pokemon. But I feel like this is the best team I can bring into him. Do I have any lose cons? Pikachu hitting Fake Out is a little bit of a problem, and the only Pokemon I'm super scared of. However, Pikachu is covered 4 times over just because of how weak they are. Any of these 4 can kill them easily, so obviously the 4 I'm going to be starting with is a lead of Altaria, Lycanroc, Clawitzer, and Beedrill. Especially if I see Vileplume. Altaria, Lycanroc, I might click Tailwind if I'm having a fear of being outsped, but I usually won't. Whimsicott is also here, so Tailwind could come out, Encore could come out. bad moves, really bad moves. So that's why we're gonna have Altaria here. If we don't see Whimsicott, what's the harm in clicking Tailwind? I don't know what his exact team is going to be, but if there is Charizard, I can get rid of the Sun with Cloud9 and Brave Bird, big damage. Tailwind will come out, and then Excel Rock will kill. We also outspeed Charizard naturally, so if we need to click another move, we can click another move. Glamora is someone else I calced for. Earth power is a problem, right? It can kill my goat. Well, guess who kills them? That's another reason Clawitzer is here. Clawitzer is a good answer into Glamora. Um, King Gambit's also here for Glamora. I noticed he really liked Glamora in his last game, so I'm expecting Glamora to show up. I don't know who it would show up over if we're looking at this team. Maybe this is a more likely team in hindsight. Charizard, Garchomp, Whimsicott, Ariados, Sharpedo, Glamora might be a more likely team than the Trick Room shenanigans I'm seeing. But Ironhead deals with Glamora if we see it. But yeah, we definitely bring these four. Why are you bringing Hydro Pump over Water Pulse is a really good question I've been seeing a lot of. Essentially, I'm expecting more of a bulky set. And in the case of bulk set, I don't think Water Pulse kills. See, it's a roll. And I'd rather my kills not be based on rolls. Yes, I could double into it, but... like, oh, it's 100% accurate, sure. But you know what else is better? Killing my opponent Pokemon. Even if it's a roll in my favor, you know? What if they live? What if they get off an Energy Ball, or an Earth Power, or a Sludge Bomb, or a Power Gem? What if they get off Spikes if he's running Spikes? We are perfectly scared of what could happen there. But pretty much, that's going to be my pregame, and hopefully into game one, I will be able to follow through on this plan. I will go ahead and let people know afterwards. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Hello, hello, hello. We are now in the actual game. And by actual game, I obviously mean, no. I was doing this on my phone, that's why the recording quality is a little bad. We screen recorded because next time we'll be using an actual capture card. Here we go. Watching this on 2x speeds, that way we don't have to sit here and I can talk as fast as I normally would when going through my thought process. 1944455. But yeah, that's the main idea. So also looking at my teams here, oops. Lucario, Basculegion, Mr. Rhyme, Sylveon, Incineroar, and Garchomp. This is going to go crazy. I'm probably bringing this to Scrawl. And then Swampert, Pelipper, no Charizard, Archaladon, Sylveon. This is a basic, in my opinion, basic rain. Anyway, here's the team. You already saw this in the pregame. Likely. And here's the stats. And now, in we go. Selecting this team, and we are going into game one against Zoom. Zoom is a really good player, but he did make a couple mistakes that we're going to go over while we're into this. First off, we have game one, where I'm noticing no Vileplume, which was a Pokemon that I was really expecting to come along, but just didn't. So we have Altaria, Beedrill, Lycanroc, Clawitzer. This is just what I'm expecting. I'm used to Whimsicott Charizard leads, or Whimsicott Garchomp leads from Charizard teams, but he's going to do neither of those, instead opt for Gallade Sharpedo. Sharpedo is a threat that we did acknowledge in the beginning, and we're probably going to have to deal with that now. So I'm going to click Brave Bird into the Gallade slot, and you turn into the Sharpedo slot. Sharpedo is going to leave for Whimsicott, which is honestly a fair switch. Triple Axle goes into Altaria, and this is when I realized that Gallade is offensive, and that catches me insanely off guard because I was pretty sure if Gallade was going to come at all, it was going to be completely supportive and not here to do anything else. Lycanroc's going to come out, and so is Clawitzer. And I feel like this is a lot of a better position for me. And now I'm going to double the Gallade slot because I do have a super effective mood here. I can pretty much deal with Gallade. There might be a world where I need to bring another Pokemon, which is why I'm debating Flip Turn, debating killing Whimsicott, but I don't see Whimsicott as a threat, and I see Gallade as more of a problem, so we are going to double it. He switches in Garchomp into the Gallade slot, and Garchomp gains a Tailwind. However, we do end up hitting Play Rough, and then we do end up hitting Dragon Pulse into that Garchomp, which I think is a crazy read, in my opinion, even though I wasn't expecting a swap. That also means, in my opinion, that he's not going to bring Charizard. So now I know his remaining 3, and I can play around it pretty decently. I Dragon Pulse the Gallade, and I switch to... No, I don't. I hit Play Rough again into the Gallade slot. However, Gallade outspeeds me. I don't know this at the time, but Gallade can only outspeed if it's wearing a scarf. So, yeah, we definitely know that this is a problem. Dragon Pulse is going to go out. Gallade's going to be at 53, and Clawitzer's about 78 after a Moonblast. This also means they don't have Giga Drain, now that I'm noticing. So, very interesting. We are doubling the Gallade slot one more time, because I hate Gallade. But a change is made. Gallade switches to Sharpedo. And I'm like, oh, okay. We doubled the Sharpedo again. 12%, and now we are Dragon Pulsing a Sharpedo and then hitting Cross Poison. Sitting here with a Gallade and a Whimsicott standing next to us with totally super well left. Gallade outspeeds both my Pokemon, and I don't see it because I'm busy doing other things. But he's going to hit Psycho Cut into Beedrill, and we will be going into game 2. I'm currently processing. I'm talking with Zoom. I can bring up the messages real quick. We say that he got it. Yep. This is me reacting to me killing Garchomp. No Mega Evolutions in Game 1. He was very happy about that. And this is me being pretty confident that I lose. I, at the time, was feeling very defeatist. However, there's one really cool thing that I catch here in a second. I decided to run Mega Delphox to start because he didn't really Mega Evolve, and also after getting rolled like that, I would drop. After seeing it not really get too much use and how much coverage I have for it, I wouldn't bring Garchomp up the second round. So I was going to lead Delphox Lycanroc, which is what I usually lead whenever I have a Delphox team, and then Clawitzer and Beedrill in the back to still deal with Sharpedo if it comes again, other Pokemon as such. Whimsicott Glimmora. This was not a lead I was expecting, but it's a lead we can definitely play into. In hindsight, I could have hit Close Combat and Heat Wave, but I did not do that. I instead hit Mega Evolve, and I hit Scorching Sands into the Glimmora slot, and Psychic, and I switched Lycanroc out for Beedrill, because I still think this Whimsicott has Giga Drain. And I don't want to get hit by that. I quickly find out, however, that this Glimmora has a different move that would have been equally devastating. That being, well, first Whimsicott Salandit. Glimmora outspeeds now and hits Energy Ball, which helps me later in the next game. But Glimmora dies to Scorching Sands, which was expected. It wasn't intentionally calculated for, but it was known it was going to happen. And now we are running into whatever he has here. We have Gallade. And I'm like, okay, well, Gallade's a little bit of a problem. And I decide to mentally calc in my head with the Gallade set that I know he's running now, which is 32 Adamant, 32 Speed, which is, I'm assuming 32 Adamant at the current point, and I'm like, okay, I can hit Psychic and probably be fine. And I switch out Beedrill for Clawitzer to figure out what move killed my Beedrill last time. However, I don't get to click Psychic, they have me click Encore. Psycho Cut is the move that I didn't see last time, and Scorching Sands hits Whimsicott for 84, Breaking Sash. I immediately switch Delphox out for Lycanroc, knowing that they're probably going to click maybe a Rock Slide on the Gallade. Could be their last move, now that I know for a fact they're Scarfed. Clawitzer I know dies, but if they, for some reason, do click Rock Slide or do click a different move, I am ready. Gallade leaves, Charizard comes in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, craziest read of all time, Lycanroc's here. Moonblast goes to Clawitzer, Clawitzer dies. Very unfortunate. And now I have Delphox here, and I'm in an insanely winning position. I can pretty much pressure Accelerock at all times. If he switches, something's going to take priority damage. But I'm like, okay. I don't really see a problem with anything I'm about to do. Clicking Accelerock Heat Wave doesn't seem to have any issues, but this is me thinking it over in my head. What else could they possibly do? Who could they switch to? And I'm like, no, this is still better. If they switch, it's priority damage. But they switch Whimsicott for Gallade and Protect with Charizard. Charizard, in my opinion, is in a losing position. Heat Wave comes out, does a critical hit to Gallade, which I think was definitely needed. There's no more Tailwind. I Excel Rock the Charizard again. I put a Psychic into Gallade, and I'm pretty sure this is where my opponent forfeits. No, they switch Whimsicott in. And I get Excel Rock into Whimsicott. Whimsicott goes to 53 Secret Sword, goes into Lycanroc. Lycanroc lives on 1, which is why the Focus Sash is there for fighting type moves and other things of the sort. Psychic comes out, Gallade is dead, now it's Charizard Whims, and this team eats up Charizard Whimsicott, and I would forfeit here, which I'm pretty sure he does. And we go into Game 3. Overall, playing the game properly as I should have so far. Team's been doing great. And this is where I take a lesson I learned from last game, which is when you're winning, you don't super need to adapt, unless there was something that almost beat you, and nothing on this team almost beat me. So I think the only thing I change up here is lead. However, I do think of a couple of different things I could do. The reason matchmaking's taking a little bit here is because we have Zoom responding. I'm saying nice Scarf Gallade, I finally noticed. He didn't. Yeah, he's acknowledging he's the GOAT. We're now in Game 3. 1-1, here we go. Now he's going to do something that I saw could happen, but I didn't talk about in pregame, and I only remembered it as coaching was used. I was thinking about bringing Altaria, but then I'm like, okay, Charizard obviously didn't work for them last time, so we could probably run Altaria Beedrill, but then I'm missing out on what Delphox gave me last time, so I'm just trying to find an interesting lead at this point. I'm looking over their team. Charizard got absolutely rolled, so I just do exactly what I did last time, remembering my mistake of adapting last game. However, I do change up the lead to have Beedrill in case they lead Sharpedo, and I have it a good switch if they bring anything bad. Gallade Whimsicott is the beginning lead. I bring Delphox Beedrill. I'm like, okay, Gallade's here. I'm just going to Mega Evolve, hit Heat Wave. Too much pressure for them to ignore and switch into Clawitzer. Beedrill definitely has to switch here, but I'm thinking through what Heat Wave's giving me, but Clawitzer still probably the best idea. Garchomp comes in, and we're about to see something that I knew Gallade was capable of and had no fear of Gallade doing. I Mega Evolve pretty well, but Gallade's going to hit Coaching, which is interesting on a Scarfmon. I have no idea why this is here. I might figure it out during the interview. But Delphox is going to come out here. I know that this kills from previous calcs. Psychic into Gallade will guaranteed KO, and I'm going to click Ice Beam to Garchomp to not only show that I have Ice Beam, but also, what if they don't protect? What if they attack? One thing that Clawitzer here is specifically statted for is to outspeed Garchomp even if Mega, which is why it's Scarfed. So he's going to switch out Gallade for Whimsicott, I believe. Or is it Glimmora? He switches out Gallade for Glimmora. I click Ice Beam to Garchomp and Oko's the Mega. The recording is about to end here. Glimmora comes out, and then I Ice Beam into the Garchomp. It Mega Evolves. Even though it has 2 boosts, it's to defense, not special defense. Garchomp dies, and then after that, I believe I do remember how the rest of the game goes. So I will show it off with the Pokemon Damage Calculator. The remaining Pokemon on this team after this are Gallade and Whimsicott. We already killed Glimmora. We already killed Garchomp. Oh, wait, no. I think it's... Yeah, Glimmora just came out, so he has Whimsicott and Gallade, I think. Let me check. I might be stupid. Whimsicott, Gallade, and he brings Glimmora and Garchomp. Whimsicott's not really a problem for this team to ever really deal with. Yeah. Okay, I do know how the rest of this goes. It does actually get pretty close for him. What happens is he hits a really, really nasty, I think it was Sacred Sword. No, it was he hit some move that made, Delphox really low, but he didn't die. And then we swapped out a couple Pokemon. Beedrill came in. Beedrill lives a Power Gem, and then hits Felsinger on the Whimsicott that was low enough, gets to +3 attack, and from there, Beedrill's able to pick up the game. Beedrill does end up dying, I believe, and we end the game pretty comfortably. Overall, the only thing that I wish I did was think a little harder about a couple things, but you'll figure that out in the pregame. So now let's move over to the interview we just got greenlit for.
Why does everyone think I'm so serious? Look at me. This is my silly face.
All right, we got a post game interview with our opponent. Say hi, Zoom. All right, so first off, tell us about what were the main threats that you saw during team building? Oh, give me 1 second. I just realized that I can't hear you. Hold on. Properties, window, Discord. All right, try talking now.
Okay.
All right.
Can
Awesome.
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. So first question I asked was, what threats did you see mainly during team building?
Well, as a Mega's Charizard Y team, my immediate thoughts are Mega Delphox, Basket Legion, and Lycanroc. Lycanroc is often used in games exclusively as a Zard counter, and it doesn't even come to a lot of like actual in-person tournaments when there's no Zard against it.
Well, they're all wrong. They're all using Lycanroc wrong.
I'm not saying they're right, but it was a fairly common thing on Fossil's teams.
Mhm.
Um, other than that, Basket Legion didn't come, but you know it one hits with Life Orb or Mystic Water. It one hits Charizard even in Sun. It one hits almost everything on my team that doesn't resist it because I have a very frail team. Um, I was terrified of Basket Legion. Lycanroc would obviously one hit, but Delphox resisting all my strong moves and Basket Legion with the big two. And also Altaria, of course, turning off my weather. But the plan was just kill it because
It has no HP.
not a
It
very
has no HP.
not a very bulky Pokemon. So
Mhm. All right, so when I was looking at your team, I was expecting the exact six that you would bring, but I was expecting Ariados. Why wasn't Ariados brought? That's the only Pokemon that I was like, why isn't Ariados here? Because Vileplume, I understand I cover miles and miles ahead, but
I went back and forth on my six. I actually was extremely tempted to bring Vileplume anyways. I love Vileplume.
mm,
It is just not it's just a fun Pokemon to use.
mm,
Um, I mean, the first week I didn't even have weather. Still got all the sleep powders and all that. But Ariados here, Ariados was just redirection, right?
mhm.
And I didn't feel like I don't know. I haven't liked Ariados in my accounts. It just doesn't resist as much as I like. And obviously, Lycanroc. I figure with Lycanroc, you can probably outspeed me
Psychic
with
Fangs.
Charizard.
Psychic Fangs.
Uh, it's not even what I'm. But like, you could just use Rock Slide. And I don't
Yeah.
think you brought it. But with Rock Slide, if I try to redirect your Accelerock, both my mons just die, and nothing gets accomplished. So it was a huge risk to just not. I don't know. And also, again, Delphox is gonna one hit it with probably either stab if I don't use Stash, and I have a frail team. I can't really afford to use Stash on a purely supported mon. Um, it was just I probably could have used it for speed control and the like, but it just didn't. My game plan initially lacked damage, and I wanted something that could deal damage instead. With Whimsicott and as my, so I don't know, the sixth slot on my team that ended up being Glamora switched so often. I had Vileplume, I had Ariados, I had Glamora. I think it really only ended up with Glamora because it was just what I was thinking at the half an hour before the game.
Mm.
It's just Ariados is a flawed redirector. There is a reason it was 3 points. Um, in a when most, to my knowledge, Lycanroc run Rock Slide, it was a huge risk to bring it primarily to redirect from that. And also Delphox, I'd be wanting to redirect your psychic moves from Zard, and that would also not and great. Granted, I could EV to survive too, but It's just, it was an either or situation, right? I figured I could redirect Accelerock, I could redirect Psychic Stab. I couldn't really do both. It would die before I could get too much, and I didn't really want it to. Like, it just felt like it was going to die before it did anything.
You did find Sharpedo. That was the main threat that we found while we were doing team building. That and Vileplume. Sharpedo, 32 attack, 32 speed, Scarf, Ice Fang Liquidation, and Crunch, along with Flip Turn, was what we were scared of the most on our end. What did you end up running? Because I know you definitely didn't run Scarf.
I ran Sash with Liquidation, Aqua Jet, and Crunch. The initial plan was basically I just delayed
Oh, you cut out. I'm sorry.
Sharpedo. I can coaching with Gallade. Sorry. Well, the initial plan was Sharpedo and Gallade lead. I can get coaching off first turn, and then the second turn with my Scarf, I have 29 speed points in, which would make it exactly 1 point slower than Scarf Gallade, which meant I could theoretically, if I wanted to, get 2 coachings off, or I could just switch out Gallade. And just go from there, because when it gets the speed boosts, it gets the defense boosts. You have the more damage it does, you have less options. It will eventually just.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So there were 3 modes I saw for your team. One was really really spooky scary Trick Room, which I'm not gonna be excited because I have to run that into Cat, and Trick Room's my worst matchup. Just for me as a player. After that, I saw the exact team that you brought, but switching out. I think it was, I don't know, someone got swapped out for Ariados, and then I saw what I was expecting you never to do, which was Garchomp and then enough Pokemon that can deal with my team, so no Charizard. But I ended up calcing for Charizard and Garchomp, and I think it worked out super well on my end. Did you let me think. Is there anything else I need to speak? Is there any questions you have for me while I'm figuring this out?
Well, we've talked about it a little, but why didn't you want Basculegion? Because to me, Basculegion is terrifying in any matchup, especially against my team where it can just one-hit everything.
I didn't get to Bask. I was calcing, and I was going through all my Pokemon from top to bottom, and I was like, I need to bring Delphox, I need to bring I brought the Pokemon that I already know was going to out Charizard, which was Altaria, Lycanroc, Delphox was gonna come, Clawitzer was gonna come, and then I was like, now let me go from top to bottom. King Gambit, I guess, can come, and then, oh wait, Beedrill deals with Hatterene, Beedrill deals with Sharpedo, Beedrill can help with pretty much every Pokemon. Lives Charizard if I turn off the lever. Turn off the weather. It's very interesting what Beedrill could do, and I never actually looked at Basculegion the entire time, and I obviously don't regret it.
Yep, no, I never would have. I considered very briefly Trick Room, with obviously Hatterene and then Vileplume without Chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Because Vileplume is extremely slow.
Effect Spore would be annoying.
Effect Spore is annoying, and I could still spam Sleep Powder if I really want. I could ask you any of my strong things, but I didn't feel like it was consistent. It needed too much setup, because realistically, I needed Vileplume on the field and Hatterene off it most of the time if I wanted to truly deal damage. Because Hatterene doesn't really feel like that strong into your team, right? Its stabs are resisted by Delphox, even in if I lead Hatterene Vileplume, Delphox just has a free game, completely free. I mean, you can just
Heat Wave.
One Heat Wave, I'm just dead. And I didn't see how any other way I could realistically get Trick Room up and not lose too many resources. So it was just yes, it was scary, but it wasn't reliable. I needed the the Gallade, the Sharpedo, and the Garchomp to get set up, and I did not do that at all.
Mm. What do you think you could have done better overall?
Well, the second game was a just complete and utter disaster. I have no clue what I was thinking with my brains. I just threw that game. I lost the game before the game even started.
So, game 2, you lead Glimmora Whimsicott into Delphox Lycanroc. Delphox Mega Evolves. Whimsicott hits Tailwind. Scorching Sands hits Glimmora. Then Gallade comes out, is now the fastest thing on the field. Whimsicott hits Encore into Scorching Sands, takes 84. Nothing overall happens. Charizard comes in for some reason, and then Lycanroc gets swapped in, and overall you had just lost the game at that point.
I lost the game immediately. It was such a bad. I shouldn't have brought Charizard. I was thinking I was gonna. My plan was initially switch in Charizard for a. If I won game 1, we switch in Charizard, right?
Mhm.
But in that plan, it wouldn't have. You didn't bring Delphox, and since your adjustment was obviously bring Delphox, I shouldn't have brought Zard, because I just lose to it. It likes Sun more than Zard does. You already have Lycanroc, and you're never going to leave it behind. Especially when you showed Play Rough. When you showed Play Rough game 1, then yeah, that's obviously part of your Garchomp answer.
No, I just have Play Rough on Lycanroc. That's just there.
Okay, well that's
I wasn't
still
even
a
thinking about
Garchomp.
Garchomp in that. My Lycanroc says just Accelerate Close Combat, Play Rough, and then I forgot what the last move is. Some move.
Yeah. No, I never felt like I had a solid
Psychic
6 at any
Fangs.
Psychic Fang.
You
I
don't
never
like
felt like I wasn't really. I mean, more of my mons than you think actually learn screens. I could theoretically set up screens with.
I
using
knew every
Glimmer.
mon that did learn screens. That's why Psychic Fangs was there.
Yeah, I just didn't really want to. Like, I figured it again. It's so much setup. I don't want setup. I mean, I want setup, but with your team having so many threats to Charizard, if I even one turn of setup doesn't go right, my game's over. And even Garchomp. And Garchomp, yeah, Garchomp's easy to prep for. It's a strong Pokemon, but you just throw an ice move on it.
You throw an ice move. Did you see Clawitzer in any of your calcs?
Clawitzer was not. I mean, I wasn't exactly surprised to see it. But I don't remember if I calc for it or not. It wasn't like an initial thought, but it was also something that I was not at all. Once I saw it, I'm like, okay, that thing has ice coverage on it, and it's gonna KO Garchomp. There was really.
I was very torn between Dragon Pulse and Flash Cannon. I didn't end up bringing Flash Cannon because I realized that Beedrill exists, and I could just have Dragon Pulse.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought both Dragon Pulse and Ice Beam. By the time I found Ice Beam, I was like, sweet, I have coverage. But why not have Dragon Pulse for a 100% accurate move that can't really be resisted by too much?
Yeah.
The other two moves you didn't see were Hydro Pump Flip Turn, because it's a Scarfmon.
Mhm.
Hydro Pump is a powerful water move, obviously, and more consistently kills, because Water Pulse is a roll, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just run Hydro Pump. I don't care about accuracy in this scenario. And I didn't think I had any other water types, because I'm Basculegion blind, apparently.
Yeah, I really think Basculegion was the play. I don't think there was really any way I could beat Basculegion, Basculegion, Lycanroc, Delphox, and hell, whatever you want as the fourth.
Beedrill!
It's just so overwhelming. In any game really, but especially against my team. It's just so much damage so fast. If you run like, I mean, I really like Scarf Basculegion. It's always been my preference. If you run Scarf Basculegion, I just don't. I mean, yeah, I outsped it with Gallade, but it didn't matter. Sharpedo was really my only counter to that, and I could KO it. But
Beedrill was there.
I still don't fear. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but my partners probably could have handled.
The issue with Beedrill is that I set it to always live all of your moves guaranteed with Sharpedo. And it was very funny that I'd never looked at Glamora, by the way. I was rage baiting whenever I said I knew that calc. Um,
I
but
had when you said that, I'm like, I mean, I kind of assumed before I did it that you would calc for it because it just walk,
yeah,
but
is Power Jump special or physical, by the way?
it's special.
Oh, yeah. So that's why that 9 was in special defense. I was
Yeah.
like, why do I have 25-9 in special defense? And I'm like,
You
Fast-
definitely would not calc to survive it. Absolutely not.
yes, I would.
Because I do not have the max special attack.
Oh, you don't
I
have
don't.
Modest? I calced for
No.
Modest. Oh.
I have modest. No, I have modest, but it's not max.
Oh,
32.
I calced for Max Modest. Sad face.
Yeah, it was not max modest. It would have KO'd had I had.
Sad face.
You might have messed up your count.
It might have been something. I don't know what this. What's this 9 special defense for then? Did I move it to defense on my actual Beedrill? I don't know. I'll have to look back at the recording. But yeah. So what was your week 1 matchup? Your week 1 was into Cat, and you did win that. 2-0.
Yes.
How did you? So did Cat bring Trick Room Mawile like we all expect she's going to?
Well, she brought a Rangaroo. She brought Mawile.
Mm-hmm.
She did not even attempt to set up Trick Room. She had opportunities that she could have absolutely set up Trick Room, but she didn't. I wasn't that scared of Mawile. Yes, it gets rock moves for Charizard, but it's just she didn't bring Primarina, which is huge into my team. So she didn't even really feel like a Trick Room team when I in team preview. So I just didn't even bother with half of my anti-Trick Room.
So she brought a Rangaroo, but never clicked Trick Room. She just did like Instruct and
Never
other
clicked-
things.
It didn't even. I don't even think it clicked Instruct. It had like 4 different. It had at least 2 attacking moves on it. I was so
Oh.
confused.
Okay, interesting.
It had like Thunderbolt, which did
Oh.
nothing, even
Okay.
into Zone.
I guess. Well,
And I was very, very confused by this. And granted, the Trick Room would have been her best, but Katarina underspeeds. And my Vileplume also put everything to sleep game 1, so she never really had a chance.
I've only got 2 more questions for you, and we're good here. Your week 3 opponent looks to be our Resonant Water individual, Kaizo. You said you weren't too scared about the rain matchup.
It's a rain team.
It's a rain
I
team.
know, I know how to play rain teams. He knows how to play sun teams. Our prep is going to be a lot less complicated than some other weeks. That's not to say it won't be complicated, but we both know what we want to do here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's just rain team with Sableye and Scolipede in existence.
Yep.
That's very interesting. Okay. And then are there any Pokemon on your team that you're looking to transfer once transfers open in 2 weeks?
Well, all of them, not really, but a lot of them.
A lot of them.
I'll say the only 3 Pokemon I haven't even considered transferring out is
Charizard, Whimsicott, Garchomp.
Vileplume instead of Garchomp.
Oh.
Garchomp, I don't think I'll transfer, but it is at least something I have considered.
Well, I mean, Sylveon's available if you transfer Garchomp, right?
There's a lot of things I could transfer.
There's a lot of things here. We're obviously gonna have to fix the board before him because Sableye is still not green.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I noticed that are not green, but I'm just gonna look. I'm not even gonna look at the.
No, we're not even gonna look at that till it's time. No.
Yeah. And I don't even. I also kind of want to see what other people trade out because I'm not too eager for any one particular mon. But if someone switches out something I want, oh, that's mine. That's what I.
It'll be great. I'll get rid of Garchomp. Oh wait, I'll get rid of Basculegion for Sneasler, and I'll be winning every matchup again.
Maybe if you get rid of maybe if you get rid of Basculegion,
I'll get rid of Basculegion. It'll go to Sneasler. You don't even have a 19 points, so it'll be good.
I don't have a 19. But
the only 19 you have is Wims. So if you want to trade out Wims for Gar, I mean, what you get rid of Mega Garchomp and a 4-pointer.
I don't.
But you have to have 10 Pokemon at the end of it, so.
I'm not gonna tell you what my planned switch is, but I do have one switch I'm definitely confident in that will lose me a lot of points. I don't think anyone will steal it, but I don't want to give anything.
Well, I believe I've done my job as reporter, Angry Glick for today. Thank you for your time. If you are comfortable with it, if you could send your I don't know, maybe you're like, well, actually, I don't really need to see your team. I was thinking about seeing it, but I've got most of your team right, so we're kind of cooking with gas. Thank you for your time, of course, and thank you for your games. Uh, yeah. Do you have anything further for me? Since I dragged you here.
Um, yeah, I was kind of interested in King Gambit. You didn't bring in any of the games.
I didn't bring
What
King
would
Gambit. What was King
what
Gambit
would
for? There's this really cool
yeah?
thing called I wanted a 6 Pokemon.
Okay, so you just brought King Gambit because you wanted to fill up. That was what I initially had for Glamora.
King Gambit is there in the event that you have something that could be sucker punched. King Gambit's just been coming along. If I'm going to transfer out anything, it's gonna be King Gambit. I understand a lot of people are like, "Oh yes, King Gambit, it's so scary." No, not really.
I
King
would take
Gambit is
King
not
Gambit.
spooky.
I will take King Gambit off your hands if you'd
The
like.
the only thing that can get the only it's just like if I get rid of King Gambit, then I have to have Mega Aerodactyl, and it's like a third Mega, and it's like not comfortable. But then I can get rid of Metagross for Gengar, and then I'm kind of set. I'm having a better time, so I don't know. And then I have off-brand Charizard.
Yeah, I don't want to. Don't pick Mega Gengar, please.
But I could go Metagross for Gengar, or the Floette person could go Floette for Gengar. What stops me from getting Gengar? Give me.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I don't want you to. I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm saying I don't want you to.
Why not? It can't be that good
I
for the
don't
team.
like Mega. It's not even that. I just don't like playing Mega Gengar, you know?
But all I'm gonna do is have some fun, and I really feel like I
Yeah,
won't be the only one.
I don't have fun with Mega Gengar. I have
Who
pain
would
in.
be? Oh, Juan would be experiencing Mega Gengar, because week 5.
Poor Juan doesn't get your prep and then get immediately.
Yeah, he's gonna stop getting my prep, I think, week 4, and I'm gonna let him figure it out. He'll have my videos by then, so it'll be okay. But then again, he is going into you that week, so
I mean, I don't even remember Juan's team. Honestly, I just look at people's teams when I play them.
Juan
I'll
is
figure it.
cooking with something.
Oh, he has Raichu, right?
Yeah, he has Raichu Y and Steelix and Gallade.
And Glade.
Yeah,
I don't.
that Steelix could have done the one thing that I think he made a mistake in week 1 was he didn't follow the plan. We made a plan and he didn't follow it and he lost.
That's how it works. Once you have a plan, you go from the plan. It always ends bad.
No, he kept clicking head smash, and I told him don't click head smash. It's a bad move. We have it here for one calc, and that's it. And he's like, I'm gonna click head smash, and he lost because of it.
Good. You know what? I respect it. I love clicking head smash too.
No, there was only one Pokemon he ever really could click head smash on, and it's Frostlass. And Daz never brought Frostlass. He had Frostlass on the team, and he got clicking head smash, and I was like, dude, you have better moves, you have better Pokemon. What's going on? But yeah, going into I think his week 2 game's a lot easier. Who's he going into? He's going into New Guy, and we made a pretty decent team for New Guy. I think he should be fine. Moonguy's cat.
Moonguy's cat. Moongeist. I still don't know how to analyze Moongeist team.
I do. I think I figured out what Moongeist is trying to do. Moongeist did go 2-zip against Oz, which is interesting.
Oz also has a kind of a weird chemistry in his team.
What is
That's
Oz
not like
doing with his team?
He has a lot of
Ryex. Oh, by the way, he did use Audino. He used it wrong from what we found.
What do you use it
And
for?
I was like, do you want to see the funny? And he's like, no, I don't want to see the funny. And I'm like, well, I hate you too then. And I don't want to show off the funny because, you know.
Then he can use it against someone else and steal your idea.
No, it's more, what's it called? It's more other people will be ready for it. And that's what we don't want. But yeah, this is like a 24-minute interview. I'm gonna have to cut this down. Anyway, thank you for your anything else?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right. What's the most exciting match this week besides your own that you think is gonna be interesting?
Let me go back to the schedule.
We have Moonguy's cat, Daz Oz, Kaizo Beans, and New Guy Juan.
I need to look at these teams. Cat. Again, I tell you, I only look
That
at
is
matches.
spooky. I don't like.
Cat. Okay.
Cat has a Trick Room team, but has not used Trick Room in. So
I will ask Moongeist if they click Trick Room, and if they don't click Trick Room again, I'm just not gonna be afraid, and I'm gonna be like, if they click Trick Room, I do this. If they don't click Trick Room, I win the game, and we're gonna win off that. That's the plan.
yeah,
And if Moongeist doesn't give me an
I-
answer, I'll assume there's Trick Room, and still win without it.
who was Oz going against again?
Oz is going into Daz.
Yeah, I'd say Moongeist Cat because they have unconventional teams.
Yeah.
There's not as much obvious synergy. I mean, there is on Cat side, but there are unconventional teams. There's not many
Moongeist has
meta.
a low bunny.
Yeah, if you look at the mega the picks, the only things that are like actually meta are Aerodactyl, Godengo for Moongeist. The rest is
I mean, I can see Orthworm.
Orthworm. I feel like Orthworm was kind of popular initially, and then
I
no
feel
one
like
ended up
Orthworm is here to help Manectric.
No, I'm not saying it's not a good team. I'm just saying there's no meta picks on this team. And then you look at Cat. Everyone's deciding Mega Mawile sucks. Tragically.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Cat is the Mawile.
Yeah.
So if anyone can win with Mawile, it's Cat.
Yeah.
So far, she
Scrafty,
hasn't
Volcarona.
proven she can, but we'll see.
I love Scrafty, Volcarona, and Primarina. I think they're three great Pokemon. I'm
Yeah,
a big
those are
fan.
great. Those are great. However, I have a fear of Gliscor, just because Gliscor doesn't have. Oh wait, Gliscor doesn't have Poison Heal. Oh, the singles
Gliscor?
demon doesn't have his favorite item.
So bad.
That's so bad without Poison Heal.
I one hit it with I can't even remember what it came into one game, immediately died, and didn't come the other one. So
yeah,
anyways,
of course.
too long.
Yeah, it's too long. Need to edit this down in editing. But yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for the games, and I will see you probably at some other point whenever I'm bored and want to look at someone's matchups.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
And now we move to my post game.
You're not the only one full of surprises.
All right, hello everybody. Angry Wolf Glick back with post game. That's right, we are now in post game. Glowing in week 2. It looks like we beat Zoom 2-1, bro. Okay, we did really good on our team building. One thing that did catch me off guard was the Scarf Gallade that you likely saw. It was running this, and I don't know what the fourth move is. So I might know what it is. Oh, the fourth move was Coaching, which is very odd for a Scarf set. But this is what he was running on Scarf. It was to outspeed Delphox and be able to kill its partner, which makes complete sense to me. At least that's how I believe it is. This was the team he ended up bringing. Garchomp, Whimsicott, Gallade, Sharpedo, Glimmora, Charizard. Glimmora was a speedy set with, I'm assuming a Modest Nature. I'll have to get the actual team from Zune to put it on screen at the end of this. But we are currently sitting with, I was pretty much correct on most of the things it could do. This was not Sash, by the way. I realized the Sash was on here, so I have no idea what this item is. So we're going to put no item for now. But I think we did really good. Obviously, Sharpedo was their game plan. Scarf on here means that Sharpedo was not going to be outspeeding us at most points. However, we were very ready for Sharpedo. We had Beedrill. We had Clawitzer. Altaria never really got any playtime. They didn't bring Charizard except for one time, which you saw. But Lycanroc was there to give enough pressure to where Charizard wasn't too much of a problem. I don't know what their Charizard set was. I don't know what a lot of their sets were, so I can't say what I was right or wrong about at this moment. But overall, I'd say that was really good team building by me. In the future, I will look at what else my opponent could do offensively if a Pokemon can be both an offense mon and a support mon. But what was not brought was Hatterene, Vileplume, Pikachu, and Ariados. I don't understand why Ariados wasn't brought. The other Pokemon I can completely understand. According to him, Basculegion was a really big threat that he was looking at, so I don't really get it. I mean, Bass can kill here, but I don't understand how it kills his other Pokemon. Maybe he was looking at Life Orb or something. But, Kingambit didn't come to any of the games. Kingambit's just there in every matchup that I bring him to. I don't think I've found a use for him yet. My next matchup is into Cat, and that will be very interesting. They really only have one thing they can do, and that's Mega Mawile Trick Room. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but Trick Room is my hardest matchup. I don't see Volcarona being brought. I don't see a couple Pokemon being brought, but I will still look at every Pokemon and still do my normal team building, and I will release that team building properly this time instead of just saying what my thoughts were. But yeah, this was a pretty successful week 2, and week 3 is looking to be very scary. Week 3 is looking to be gigantically scary for me. Let's look at the other week 3 matches, because this will likely be posted by the time everyone's done. If I could get the schedule, which is right here. All right, next week we are looking at Cat and Me, Moongeist and Adaz, Sumida Kaizo, Oz and a new guy, and Beans and a Juan. I don't really know who's gonna win their matches this time. I will likely do an analysis of all the things that we can get off of. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And if you haven't, because I haven't said it yet in a single video, but I need to say it at least once. Consider subscribing. Consider liking. Good afternoon. Good evening. And most importantly, good night.